memory book is the story of Claire and her family. Claire has a grown-up daughter called Caitlin, and she also has a little girl who's 3 called Esther. And a few years before the story starts, she met her absolute dream man, Greg, and married him. She's just got to the point in her life where she feels that she's got everything that she's worked for, when suddenly she gets devastating news. She finds out that she's got early onset Alzheimer's. But the memory book is about much more than that. It's about family, and it's about living in the present moment and all the wonderful memories that we make together with the people that we love. And it's about the imprint that we leave on the world and the love that we leave behind us. And above everything else, it really is a book about love. And I think it's a book with an optimistic and happy ending, an ending that will leave you feeling uplifted and hopeful, and maybe want to hold your loved ones a little bit closer. Alzheimer's isn't the easiest subject to write about, but the reason that I chose to write a character that has Alzheimer's is because a few years ago a close relative of mine had symptoms that were very similar to Alzheimer's, and we really thought she was developing dementia. It was a very difficult time for all of us because we saw her drifting away from us, and it felt like we were never going to get her back. But we were lucky because it turned out in the end that she had a problem that was treatable, and she had some surgery, and within 24 hours she was the person that we had known and loved again. Well, that was lucky for us, but there are millions of people around the world who live with Alzheimer's and who live with people who have Alzheimer's who aren't so lucky. And I really wanted to tell their story, and particularly tell the story of the person who's living with Alzheimer's, to try and show the experience and the processes that they go through. There are quite a lot of scenes in the memory book that are based on my life. It's quite a personal book to me. Because it is a memory book, I suppose, I've put a lot of my own memories into it. The one that I think sticks out the most is probably Claire's wedding to Greg. It's very much based on my own wedding day, and Claire's red wedding dress is my red wedding dress as well. It was a beautiful day, just like it was described in the book, in Claire's wedding, and it really is very similar to the day that I have myself. What are the 3 most precious memories that I never want to forget? Well, there's so many, and for starters I've got 4 children, so I can't just pick 3. So having my beautiful children aside, I would say marrying my lovely husband. It was a day that we'd waited for a very long time. We met when we were 12 and we finally got married about 25 years later, and it was a really wonderful day, and I've waited my whole life for it and I'll never forget it. So one of my really fun memories was winning an award for my last book, and it was just, I never thought I was going to win in a million years, and it was just such fun to go up to the front and accept an award and feel like a proper writer. And I think a memory that I will cherish and never forget is the time that I held my first book in my hands, the first printed copy of my first ever novel, which is over a decade ago now, but I can't tell you the thrill, and it hasn't changed. Every time I get a new copy of a new book I feel exactly the same, just as excited. What would I say to Claire if I met her in real life? Gosh, I'd have a lot to say to Claire, I think, because she is very much like me, and I think I'd tell her to be brave and to hold on to the moments that mean a lot to her, to live in the moment, to always be hopeful, to never give up hope, and to love every second of her life. I always think that I'm forgetting things, because I do forget things. I'm really busy,
And like most busy people, there's only so much space in our heads for so many things at one time. And certainly since I had children, I don't have the capacity to remember things as well as I used to have. I am a bit of a hypochondriac, so when I was writing the memory book, I did start to worry about myself. But I soon realised that actually I'm just a busy person who needs to write stuff down so that I can remember things, and there was nothing really to worry about. I'm quite a forgetful person, so I do keep lots of notebooks. I keep notebooks for my ideas, or I jot them down on my laptop or my iPad. But I also have a blackboard in my office, which is next to the desk, and I write down things that I've got to remember on that. And I have a whiteboard, and I write down things that I have to remember on that. And I have post-it notes, and I write those down and stick them all over the place to remind me of things too. Sometimes I write on the back of my hand. It can be embarrassing to not remember things. But I think the most embarrassing thing that's happened to me that I've forgotten is people's names. I just can't remember people's names. I can meet them 3 or 4 times and it's really difficult for me to remember what they're called, which can be quite embarrassing. The most embarrassing time, I was actually in New York and it was Easter parade, and I was walking down 5th Avenue in New York when I saw a very famous celebrity. And of course I was overcome with excitement, and so I pointed at them, but at the same moment I forgot their name. So this poor famous person was just standing in the street with this crazy British woman pointing at him, going, "Oh, it's you, it's you." And I've never lived that moment down.